Hello?
Hello. I think we're on. Are we on? We're good to go? All right. All right, everybody. Happy Money Mondays. As you can see, Sean and I are not in the studio together. He's actually in Naples, Florida, and I'm still here in Indiana. So we're a little out of out of sync, clearly, with starting our Money Mondays today. Super excited to have everybody on today, joining us again another Monday. We missed you all last week. I know that it was 4th of July. Some of you showed up, and some of you didn't, and some of you had your names called. So let me tell you something. This week, typically, we have been drawing 3 names for $300, but because nobody won last week, we were going to draw 4 names for $400, but our good friend Tristan Twisty, he decided to donate $100 himself. So that means
Because he won. He won a scratch off.
he did? Oh, how
Yeah, he
much did
won
he
a
win on the
scratch off.
scratch off?
He won $100. He's throwing that into the pot because we want to share the wealth because we're super abundant. And so
I
tonight
love
we're
it.
drawing 4 names for $500. Winner, winner, $500 winner tonight.
4 names for $500. Not 5 names, 4 names for $500. But yeah, that just shows you again that abundance is all around us, right?
Here,
So
we gotta get more people on the live feed. So make sure that you share this. Um, Text your accountability groups. Let people know we're giving away $500 on a Monday, on a random Monday. So make sure that you jump on this. Tell your friends that Money Monday is going on. We're going to recap some of the stuff that we're seeing in the economy, and we're going to talk about what your next move should be this week. And speaking of your next move, so many people ask us, what we've been doing, and so we have put together the our last 5 moves challenge. So we're going to be walking you through literally the last 5 moves that have made the greatest breakthrough for Lacey and I in building a multi-million dollar business, and not just one of them. Now, being able to scale into other businesses. Our our first Everbowl store opens up in Chattanooga, Tennessee on August
super
4th and
excited.
5th. That's going to be amazing. We don't see why that business is going to do $1 million in revenue over the next year. We have Black Diamond Consulting, Empire Longevity. Empire Longevity, props to Otto Janke. That was named in the top longevity blogs. And so great recognition there. And we've got a couple other things that we're launching. We're cooking up. So you want to make sure that you are registered for our next 5 moves challenge. Go to our last, not our next, our last 5
Yeah.
moves, our last5moves.com. www. Somebody throw that in the chat for me, please. www.ourlast5moves.com. Hey, please share that link with all of your other friends. We talked this morning inside of Black Diamond Club on the podcast about assembling the Avengers, getting your team together, and you want to share our last 5 moves challenge along with Money Mondays. Look, maybe they're not really superheroes if for whatever reason they haven't jumped into BDC, but maybe they're just like coming up in the ranks of being a superhero, and they want to engage in free stuff, which is another warning sign. They only like free stuff. Our last5moves.com. You can get on the wait list. And Money Mondays, send them this link. Let's make sure that everybody's locked in. Don't forget about BDC Marketing Matters. Just coming out of a meeting, literally just walked in, coming out of a planning meeting where we were talking about a couple great things that we're going to announce at Marketing Matters. That's how far ahead we plan. This is July, November. We're down to probably about 50 seats or so that are left to be sold in the room. And so you're going to want to make sure you get in on that because we have some super cool announcements, super great special guests. As we have taught you, we don't leverage our guests to sell tickets. You don't want to miss that. So
And
what are
then,
we
of
following this
course,
week?
well, I was going to say, but of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell so that you can get notifications when we come on live for Money Mondays so you don't forget, and when we post new content for you guys to check out. So like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications.
Sweet. Hey, Josh, let's get that. Let's get that link in there. I don't know if anybody posted the link yet for me. Seeing so many of you on here. Love seeing you on here. So appreciate you guys. Lacey, what are we following this week? Let's jump right in. Difficult because we're not together. So let's dive in. Late people, if you join late because you think you figured out when the drawing is, you're going to miss out. You're going to have your name called. You're going to miss. That would suck to know I could have won $500, but I lost
And I
out on
just
that
didn't
because
show
I was
up. I
screwing around.
know. Right? I think
Man.
people are catching on. They show up a little bit late because we draw the names late. So we're going to have to mix it up at some point soon here as well.
Yeah, maybe tonight. Let's jump right into it.
Maybe tonight. We
We'll
might
get
just
through
pull
it
one
quick.
right in the middle. All right. So this week, again, lots of things happening in the economy. That's not unusual. Every week we say the same thing because there's so much movement happening in both directions, good and bad. This week alone, first thing that we saw is that the U.S. futures and European bonds drop on economic woes. What did you learn about that? NASDAQ dropped, S&P.
Yeah, S&P 500, NASDAQ 100% each after the underlying index is capped. Their 11th decline in 13 weeks. So we have this interesting effect. This is a global effect. I was actually talking to somebody this week about what's going on in Abu Dhabi. I was like, man, why wouldn't Abu Dhabi have inflation, right? And so this is an interesting thing. This is an international phenomenon that we have this sort of this confluence, right? Because we had this thing, the pandemic, and this is for the argument for those of you that are like, this is short term, this is short lived. The pandemic caused a lot of this because we had the injection of capital. And we've talked about this, right? More money in the market. And what that causes is more people are able
Weakening
to
of the
spend.
dollar.
Spend freely. It weakens the dollar. But interesting, we're seeing all of this data that's saying the dollar is actually very strong. So there's like this tug of war that happens. And so we compounded that with a lack of supply. So tons and tons of supply-driven recession, supply-driven downturns in economies. This is a worldwide phenomenon. We had news come out today, by the way. It was real interesting that gold. So this is big news for you, Lacey. Gold is weakening. It's real interesting. You would think that gold would be really, really strong. Gold is weakening. We're seeing in this past week too, falling oil prices. This week, it was disguised as a lot of good news.
We're also seeing all the commodity prices are beginning to stop going higher and higher, and so they're thinking that maybe inflation is actually slowing down.
So yeah, this is a lot of disguised good news. And here's what we want to talk about tonight when we get to that point. We don't want you to lull yourself into a false sense of security because this is 1 week's news. But let's also not be just naysayers. Let's not be naysayers here. We are beginning to see some interesting news. Now, I got to tell you, for those of you that follow Lacey and I'm still on the tip that we are in a recession. Recession is now, and we will get official announcement either very soon, pending, or in a quarter. In 1 quarter, I think that we'll get that. But yeah, this is an interesting thing. It's a worldwide phenomenon. This is something that you're not going to be able to just move to Switzerland or move to Sweden and run from this. This is something that's affecting everybody.
Well, it's really interesting too that you're talking about when are they going to announce the inflation or recession. We actually thought that it would be the second week of July. And so potentially maybe they say something this week. They're obviously not trying to admit that we're in a recession. But the other thing is that we're seeing the profit reports coming through from some of the large companies, and the expectations for second quarter results, they're going to be pretty low. That's what they're anticipating. And analysts are forecasting that there is 4.3% growth across the S&P 500. Now, that's great because we hear the word growth, but in fact, that's the weakest type of growth and amount of growth since the end of 2020. So we're actually slowing down on the S&P 500 growth. And once those reports come out, I don't think that it's going to be very good, which will be another indication that the recession is here.
Yeah, everything is slowing down, and I hope that your business is not slowing down. That's what we're going to talk about here.
Don't take your foot off the gas.
We're going to talk about that here really soon here. We're also seeing excess in supply. Now, this is interesting. A glut of goods at Target and Walmart is a boon for liquidators. Well, what we're seeing is then now we have an oversupply in certain areas, mostly kitchen appliances, televisions, outdoor furniture, apparel. We're seeing these things go on sale because they are not getting buyers in these certain sectors, or certain SKUs are not having a lot of buyers. Now, this is a really interesting thing. Is what it shows is that we're seeing a tightening of consumer spending. People are beginning to get far more conscious of spending on things like televisions, outdoor furniture, things that you don't really need. The necessities are still in demand, but the necessities are subject to inflation, and we're seeing these extra things are going by the wayside. Also, in addition, we're seeing travel down, we're seeing entertainment down, we're seeing all of these things go down. Now, here's the thing for you. If you are providing a service, I know I'm looking at all of my chiropractors, my massage therapists, any service that's not deemed a necessity, well, you are probably beginning to experience, you're probably beginning to feel that downturn in your business. And so that's why we come here every Monday, because we want to help you. Look, if you're like, oh, I'm not feeling it, I'm going to have to call BS on you, because Target and Walmart are feeling it. Now, here's the one way that maybe you're not feeling it, is because you are targeting a higher demographic than Target and Walmart. So if your clients don't shop there, then they might not be feeling it yet. And that's one of the things we want to talk about as well tonight.
Well, it's really interesting. We were having a conversation last night. I was with a couple of friends and we were talking about some investment opportunities and talking about the package is a particular package that somebody had put together. And inside of that opportunity, there was not just multifamily homes, but also things like storage facilities. Like we're seeing that actually a lot of people are investing in storage facilities because that middle class is getting squeezed. That means they actually have to downgrade their homes or move into rent. And then we're also seeing a lot of people invest in RV parks, right? Why? Because people are going to have to move into these other places because they're downgrading their homes. And so the rich right now, people that are super wealthy, what they're doing is they're looking at these opportunities because they see what's going to happen in the future as people have to shift and move and change their lifestyle. And so again, if you are targeting those individuals, there's other people out there that have great track records and true success, and they're seeing what's going to happen. So you need to put your foot on the gas and see that too.
Well, we're also seeing oil prices coming down. We're seeing gas prices as a result of that also coming down. A lot of people are feeling very happy about that. However, we also have this tension in the market, right? So we have the oil prices coming down for us as consumers, very important. But China is starting to crank up their oil consumption, and so they've been closed down a lot, and so this is driving oil. There's a push to get the oil prices even higher. Some people are predicting well past $150 a barrel. Well, that would drive our gas prices here in the United States even higher than they are now. And so even though this is one of those same things when we talk about rates, right? So when we talk about mortgage rates are still low and people are like, oh my gosh, mortgage rates are going up. So don't buy, we don't want to buy because mortgage rates are going up. This is such a concern. And we always say, yeah, but they're so low. They're comparatively low. This is the same phenomenon. Gas prices have come down. So I could just say that like, well, now it's fixed. Gas prices came down. Yeah, but they're still way up above where they were a year ago today. And so we're still feeling that tension. Yes, they have come down, again, giving us a nice false sense of security, kind of lulling us into like everything's going to be okay. But we're seeing other signs that they could be pressing even higher than they were just, say, a month ago when they were at their all-time high. So this is super important as well. We are also, we've been reporting to you here every week that Goldman Sachs jumping in. Oil prices could more than triple if Russia decides to cut their output. Goldman Sachs pushing a lot of chips in. Oil currently sitting at around $110 a barrel. Goldman Sachs is saying they are seeing potential for an increase to $380 a barrel. So on one indication, China, experts predicting maybe pushing this to 150. Goldman Sachs saying they see potentially getting to $380 a barrel. And so, listen, that would be absolutely devastating to gas prices if that happened.
Devastating. What would that do to gas prices? Where do you think they would be? Like average of 10 across the country?
Well, that would be basically a tripling of
Tripling.
the price of oil. So I mean, we could
Correct.
go to tripling in the price of gas. Well, it doesn't necessarily follow that exact line,
No. Yeah.
but probably yeah, probably in a $12 to $13 a gallon range if that were to come true. Again, we've said this every week. The fine folks over at Goldman Sachs, they have a pretty good handle on things, and they tend to be very studious in what they're doing in their predictions. And so yeah, that's something that's very very interesting to follow.
That's important to watch because if um, gas prices get that high, there's going to be people that are making a lot of decisions about how often they leave their house and where they go, right? And so anybody that provides a service would have to make sure that they're able to accommodate in some way if people are making that decision. So something to think about. And then just for funsies, I don't know if anybody saw Elon Musk backed out of Twitter because he said that they were in breach of contract because they weren't providing very specific data that he was asking for. And so he said, "You're breaching the contract. I'm out." And as soon as he did that, Twitter has already gone down by 9%. So obviously people are losing faith in the platform, and they were very hopeful that Elon was going to be purchasing that. But I also did read, interestingly enough, is that Twitter still says that they were not in breach and they're going to take Elon to court. So, that's not usually what we follow, but it might be an interesting new Johnny Depp Amber Heard court session to watch to see how that all pans out. So very
Yeah,
interesting things happening.
that's not going to be nearly as interesting
It
because
won't be near as, because Amber Heard's
basically
not in it. So
basically it just boils down to Elon's contention that there are a lot of fake accounts,
accounts.
or these like bot accounts that could not and should not be used in the valuation of the
Right.
platform, and he wanted to get better accurate numbers, was not getting the numbers that he wanted or the data that he wanted, calls off the deal. Now it's going to come into question whether or not this is actually legal. But I remember when it was announced that Elon was going to purchase Twitter. All of these internet marketers, a lot of people in our space, they ran out there. They're like, we're closely following this because it's going to impact you. I got to tell you something. Far more important than whether or not Elon Musk buys Twitter is what's going on in the economy. That's going to impact you. I'll tell you another thing that's really going to impact you. And you and I have committed long term to doing Money Mondays, but I'll tell you another thing that's going to impact you, and that's an upcoming election here in the United States in November. I would be paying far more attention to that than what Elon's doing with Twitter. Now, I will say that this morning, I, in today's podcast, said that I believe, if you're a big fan of the book Pendulum, where we have this pendular swing from the we society to the me society, and those pendular swings are oftentimes triggered or led by individuals historically. I did say that I do feel that Elon Musk will be considered one of the individuals who began to move the needle from the current we society back into the me society. I think that that's something very interesting to look at and emulate. I think everybody's holding Elon in this high regard.
Sure.
Elon is a brilliant marketer. Elon is a brilliant user of social media as a tool and a platform. And you guys, rather than being spectators, should start to become students of and start to emulate, because the world is looking for people like Elon to come and get them to Mars or all of these things. I think that what we should do, Lacey, we're hitting 100 live viewers right now. I think we should draw names now because I know what's happening. It's only 20
People
minutes
are
in. We're going
waiting.
to see this rush of people coming in later. And look, it pays to be present the whole time. You don't just show up at the end and collect a $500 check and bounce out. That's not the Sean and Lacey BDC way. So let's just draw the names now. Let's get a
So
winner, and then we'll talk about what we think you should be doing this week.
So Paula Ruffin is asking, who's on sounds this week? It's our friend Luke. So Luke's here. He's going to be drawing some names. So let's find out who the first name is. Get yourself ready.
I hope I don't
Get yourself ready.
paper cut.
Don't get a paper cut. Pick
My heart
me.
is
Be
beating so
decisive.
fast.
I know.
Can
Pick
you-
a
can
good
you-
one. Pick a good one. Pick a good one. Don't look.
I'm not.
Don't look. Turn away. Oh, hold on. Somebody fell out. Let me put them back in.
Do I pick the one that fell?
No, just get in there. All right, name number one.
Name number one.
All right, Luke, everybody's counting on you.
This was someone who joined during the Fab Five challenge.
Okay.
Do I read it out or do you?
You go ahead.
Bridget Cook Birch.
Bridget
She joined
Cook
during Fab
Birch.
Five.
She is a Fab Five member. She just joined.
Clock is
Bridget,
running.
are you here? Who's on the clock? 30 seconds on the clock. Got a little 30-second music. There's Sean. He's back. Bridget Cook Birch, are you here? Bridget. Up. How we doing,
time,
Jamesy?
right?
I know, we got to be almost time.
We need
10 seconds.
We need the Jeopardy music.
I know we do, right? That's the thing we're missing. We need
Isn't that exactly 30 seconds?
3, 2, 1.
And
All right. Sorry, Bridget. So sorry. All right.
$500. $500.
$500.
Slipped
Bridget.
right through your fingers because you couldn't be on live for Money Mondays. Oh my gosh. That's gotta
I'm
feel,
telling
that's
you,
gotta hurt.
Luke almost got a paper cut pulling Bridget's name. He was trying to give her
$500.
$500.
I'd rather get 10 paper cuts than miss out on $500.
There you go. I don't know.
They tell everybody's texting their friends. Says, look at the live viewers going up. You
Oh,
gotta get on now.
see,
Like, we know your tricks.
$500. How y'all not here?
We know
Sorry,
your
Bridget.
trick.
Okay.
Dude,
No,
Oh.
you can. I mean, you can hang out.
well, yeah.
Okay, we're good. We are going to talk about a couple things before we draw another name. I see you guys. You're definitely excited that we're drawing $500. Texting your friends. Our viewers are going up. Keep texting your friends. We'll take it. This is a great time for people to get on too, because what we're going to talk about right now is one of the things that wealthy individuals are very, very good at that I know a lot of you are not. And we've talked about mindset and some other things over the past couple weeks on Money Mondays and how important that is for you when it comes to navigating the recession and the things that are going to be happening in the economy. And that's what the wealthy people do very well. They exercise massive discernment about what they allow to penetrate their thoughts and their mind. And they have a lot of control over the way that they think, the paradigm that they live in, and who they allow to influence the way that they think. And what I know, because I work with so many of you one-on-one, is that it's really, really easy for you to go down a rabbit hole, to step into worry, to live in a little bit of fear, to worry about the future instead of living in the moment. And so we've just got 5 super easy points of things that you should be doing on a day-to-day basis to make sure that you too are exercising discernment and only allowing all of the positivity into your mind. In that way, your mindset will be able to motivate you to keep your foot on the gas, move with a little bit of urgency, grow your business, and step into success during this recession instead of worry and failure, right? And so, number 1, this is really, really important. I talk to a lot of people, especially people that worry. Most people that have a tendency to worry a lot, they consume a lot of content. So what I've noticed is that people that are in a state of fear, a lot of times it's because they are feeding that fear with things that they're reading on the internet. Maybe they're getting information from Facebook. Maybe they're watching the news. Maybe they're reading articles online. And then they see something and then they have to research something else. A lot of people that are in fear, they perpetuate the fear and the worry through the content that they feed themselves. And so my number 1 recommendation for this is, if that's you, that's something that you have a tendency to do, it's to limit your content. So what do I mean by that? If you wake up in the morning and you read 5 different news platforms, limit it to 1. Pick one that you're going to follow for that week and read nothing else. Limit it to 1 so that you can just focus on 10 minutes of content instead of going down a rabbit hole and reinforcing this negative thought process that you have. That has shifted my ability to consume content that may not be beneficial for me, is by focusing on where I'm getting that content on a day-to-day basis.
Me?
Got anything on that?
Yeah, I can't see. It depends what I'm looking at. Either I'm looking at the live or I'm looking at the delay, so I
I'm
can't
here.
tell. I can't read you that well.
I
And
know it's hard when we're
even my
apart.
live's a little bit delayed too, but it's fine. We'll get through this. Yeah, I think that I'm seeing a lot of the comments, garbage in, garbage out. I think
Mhm.
that one of the difficult things in this in any time is, especially if you get fearful, negative, anxious, is you look for other people to validate your opinion. This is like the single most dangerous thing that will destroy your success, is you slip, and then rather than find people to pull you out of that slip, what you do is you find people to validate your position. So that means that you look for negative people, right? I look like, maybe I feel like, Lacey is my coach, she did me wrong, so I just go and get all the people that think Lacey did them wrong, and I surround myself with them, and now I'm done. Like now they're digging the hole for me to jump into, and that is the most dangerous thing. I need to find people that are going to tell me, look, there's a different way to look at this. I need for people that will help to push me into a direction, because look, you just go into this hole, you put your head in the sand. I've literally witnessed so many people be on the verge, on the brink of success, and then literally I'm like, what happened to them? Like they fell in a hole. But I also have realized that they fell into a hole that other people dug for them. So limit the
Yes.
content, limit your content.
Well, so I feel like we're in a podcast and I'm leading it this time because that's point number 5 that we were going to talk about. So you're a little bit ahead today, Sean, but I appreciate it.
You do it to
So
me all the
point
time.
number
Payback.
2,
Karma.
point number 2,
Karma.
karma. This is really important. It's find I can't even talk, right? Contraindicating information. So if
What?
you're
No,
finding a lot of information, contradicting. I can't
Yeah.
talk right now. Contradicting information. So if you're on, if you're on online and you're finding information that's telling you that the recession is coming and that your small business is going to close and that you're going to be impacted, you're not going to be able to get yourself out of this hole. Prices are on the rise. What are you going to do next? Your expenses are going to get higher. Go and search out something else, like how many people are successful in a recession? How many businesses grow in a recession? So you have to combat the negative information that you're consuming with positive information. And like you said, it's really easy to find more things that reinforce the current thought process that you're in, find more people that reinforce the current thought process that you're in. So you literally have to, with intention and attention, work to find information that goes against what you're reading. And I think that that's a really important thing that a lot of people don't do. And if you never search it, you'll never find it, you'll never see it, and you'll never be able to think differently. So, give yourself a little bit of room. If you find something that's really bothering you and eating away at your mindset, tugging away at your mind throughout the day, go and see if you can find the opposite to that thought process somewhere online, because I guarantee that it exists. You just haven't seen it yet. So I think that's a really important thing to do.
I just think that too, absolutely, and find other worldviews. I think that we're limited, a lot of us, because we think that we've surrounded ourselves with people that think like us, and so we think everybody thinks like that. We tell people that we watch CNN and CNBC and Fox News all in the same day, and people think like that's absolutely insane. But
Right.
it's great. I love when there's like breaking news, when there's things that happen that are like current events that are actually going on. Then you want to get the counterpoint to it. I got to tell you guys, if you're watching Fox News this morning at all, I mean, you would think that the Republicans have already won the midterm election. So as soon as they start talking about that, I start wondering, what are they talking about on CNN? So even on, it's not like something that's like scaring me or causing me anxiety, but I think hearing worldviews, opposing worldviews, is helpful for you to find balance in your information.
And thank
What
you
sound
all for
effect is
making
that
fun
supposed
of
to be?
me. I am Ron Burgundy. I'm reading off the teleprompter. All right. So, point number 3. I think that this is a really important part. A lot of people that I've talked to, they get into this mindset of, look at what's going to happen in the economy and what if my business doesn't survive? Well, it's so funny how quickly that we forget that we just made it through a 2-year crisis, right? Even though maybe the economy looked a little bit different and people were getting stimulated and they had a lot of additional funds, they weren't traveling, it was still a crisis and there was still a pandemic that existed. And a lot of businesses didn't do well throughout that. A lot of businesses closed. A lot of businesses lost a ton of clients and had a lot of attrition and increased expenses and less collections. But your business survived, right? You're on here right now listening to us. So that means that you made it through the last crisis. So if you're having a lot of negative thoughts about what could happen to your business with this economy and the recession, then why don't you just find the evidence over the last 2 years that you can make it through, that you can weather the storm, that your business will not just survive, but it will thrive just like it did through an entire pandemic. If you can focus on that and stay looking at that, then it's going to be really easy for you to see how you can also flourish and thrive in the next crisis, no matter what it looks like. So find that evidence. I think that's vitally important.
I think we should draw more names.
We should draw a name.
Two names.
2 more names.
2 more names.
All right, Luke's
I'm
back.
definitely getting a finger. Paper cut.
Okay, you get a finger. The only one that can't talk today. Okay. All right, here we go. You got the timer ready, James?
The trick is to do it slow.
All right, slow, no
That's
paper cuts.
No paper. I licked my finger.
What's happening? All right, all
How do you
right.
avoid a paper. Do you remember like your teacher would do that when she?
Rebecca.
Oh, I bet she's on.
I think she might be
I
on.
think she's
She
on.
might be on. The time is ticking. Rebecca Dennison.
Starting now.
Let's go, Rebecca. This is your girl, Rebecca.
Yeah.
We're so excited. Rebecca, are you here? Time keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking.
Rebecca's one of our Chattanooga friends.
Yes, she is. I'm so excited. I know. I hope that she can meet us at our Everbowl grand opening. Where's
Anybody?
Rebecca? Rebecca. 10 seconds. Rebecca.
No.
Rebecca Chattanooga, please stand up. 2, 1.
Yeah, I really thought she was gonna be on.
Oh,
That was a little
Rebecca.
surprising. That was a little
So
surprising.
close. I think she was here
Oh.
last week too. I feel like she's been on. I know.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
that feeling of $500 slipping through your hands as your
Fluttering.
name was
Fluttering.
read
Man.
Fluttering
live
away.
on YouTube.
But you know what?
$500.
That just means there's somebody else out there that needs it more in this moment. And
I'm
they're going to get it.
I'm gonna text her. She's gonna
All right,
be.
let's go next.
Don't you rub it
good.
in her face.
No,
Okay.
it's not a rub in. It's just it's a hey. This is why you need to be on.
That's why you got to be on.
This
Yeah.
is
Oh my gosh.
this is name 3 of 4.
This is name 3
Name
of 4.
number 3.
Get in there. Get in there. Come on, everybody. Put it out there in the universe. You're the next winner.
Ooh.
Ooh.
He
Who
could be
is
on.
it?
He could be on.
You getting that ready?
We have Damien Cotta.
Damien
Damien
Cotta.
Oh, and the clock is ticking.
Clock is
We need
ticking.
like a little clock. Tick, tick, tick. Little Jeopardy.
Sean,
little.
you were mentioning Empire Longevity earlier, and Damien's in that community as well.
Ah, Damien.
This is Number 3 of 3. Number 3 of 4.
Of 4.
3 of 4. Somebody has a huge bingo roller if we needed that. This is good. We're good.
I mean, this one's
10
good.
seconds. 10, 9. Where are we at? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Wow. Man.
Losers on
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
All right.
one.
Saving the last one. We're saving
All
the
right,
last
we can-
one.
All right, give us your last point here, Lace.
Well, there's 2 more points, but you already did one of them. Point number 4. We talk about this a lot. We learned this great little trick from our friend, amazing friend and mentor, Dave Meltzer, is do something good for the universe, right? When you're in a negative space, a negative headspace, a negative mindset, go out and do something good. It could be as little as picking up trash. You could go to the gym and do something for yourself to make yourself feel better. You can fill up somebody's gas tank. You can pick up somebody's groceries. You could just go and open the door for somebody. Do something good, because there's nothing like combating anxiety, negative thought processes with seeing somebody else smile because you made their day. And so I think that that's so important. And I think that it's such a little thing that oftentimes we don't utilize and leverage enough. We have this ability to go out there and just spend our time and energy to help somebody else. And by doing that, it can actually get you out of the negative space that you're existing in. And by getting out of that space, you would be surprised to see the massive amounts of growth that you can acquire by just doing those little things for others. So yes, be the change you want to
I
see in
think
the
that
world.
that's super helpful because what it does is it also helps you with your point number 3 with looking for evidence, right? So it's easy when we fall into that negative loop. So one of the things that I've noticed is that ultra successful people, not only are they super accessible, but they are super grateful and they're super willing to help. Now, that doesn't mean that they can help everybody, and I get that, but especially in times of difficulty, you helping others. That's so why we're so big on this idea of the benevolence and you helping others. That's what helps you to get through because actually you become the very sign. You become your own evidence of abundance, and that's what helps you to drive through. Number one. Number two, you start to attract other people that are in alignment with you. I've had people, a lot of our BDC members have been going out and what we had told at Money Matters was just help people. And so a lot of you guys began to go out and give gas, like pay for people's gas. Yep. And a lot of you began to encounter some degree of resistance and would post that and say, like, it's really weird. People are like saying no. I get it. Of course they're saying no. Negative people say no to good things. That's what they
Close-minded
do.
people.
Close-minded people say no to opportunity. And this is the danger because you cannot fall into that trap. And here's the thing. They're trying to. We live in a disempowered world. So you're like, excuse me, ma'am, can I help you out with the gas today? No, get out of here. What are you? And then what happens is you become disempowered and you start going and looking for other people that are like, yeah, I'm running into a lot of negativity too. And then we commiserate and then we validate. See, the key is if we're going to be the superheroes that we will not, this is exercises in discernment, and that we will not allow ourselves to become a product of the disempowered world. The disempowered world is trying to disempower you with their negativity. You just have to say, I don't stand for that. I am my own example of abundance.
I love it. And the last point, you already went over it. We don't need to spend a lot of time there, but spend less time with people that cause you to worry more. It's just the reality. It seems simple, but I know you guys, you love to sit and talk and feed each other's negativity and worry together. So find the people in your life that are not supporting you and lifting you up, that are not showing you the silver lining, that are not talking about the success and the possibilities that exist into the world that we're going into. So maybe it's time to dump the duds and ditch a couple people that may be feeding your worry instead of breaking you out of it.
100%. Like we said, same thing. Just surround yourself with empowered people, surround yourself with abundant people, surround yourself with people who are not easily offended, who are not trying to always be right, who are lifting you up, who are making sure that they have your best interest in mind, that give you great wisdom and guidance. That's the key to getting through this. And that's
right.
Hopefully what you're finding here in Money Mondays. And that's why we want you to subscribe to the channel. We want you to tell your friends about it. If they're open-minded, they'd be jumping on here to see if they are one of the last names that we draw here for the $500 prize. Now,
all right,
let's get Luke up there. But before we do this, I want to make sure that we're super clear. We're going to draw one name. This is the last name. This is the fourth name. If this person cannot respond in 30 seconds, then we're going to throw another $100 on top of it. The prize will go next week, July 18th. If there is no winner, to $600. The prize will be $600 on July 18th, unless this is claimed right now. When Luke draws this name, this person, this is collectively our last shot at taking down Sean and Lacey's $500. If not, we're giving away $600 next week.
All right, this is it. Come on, come on.
Hope y'all are singing the money tree
Everybody
song.
should be singing the money song. I sang it all day today. Let's go. All right. Paper cuts galore.
Yeah.
Who's the lucky person?
Here it is.
Oh. All right,
still
I
have
got
it.
it. We got it.
This might be another Fab Five. Jamie Kirshner.
Ooh,
Jamie Kirshner.
I think I might have seen Jamie on here.
Huh?
I think
Clock is
Jamie
going.
might have
Clock
been on here.
is ticking.
Is she on?
Jamie, are you
She
here?
might have been. I thought I saw her earlier.
Ooh, did she get off too early? We're at
Man, James,
128 right now.
we need
Ching,
a
ching,
30
ching goes a money
we
tree.
need a 30-second song.
Every time it
James.
ching, money come to me.
We're down to 10.
How many? Where are we at, James? Oh, 10. 8.
So many
7. Jamie. 4, 3, 2, 1.
600.
I'm so disappointed. I wanted to give away money this week. I really wanted to, but the pot keeps getting bigger. $600 potentially for somebody next week. Oh, can you guys come sing the money song with me so I don't sing it alone because they're asking for it. We sing the money song.
Guys, where were you?
I know.
Oh,
Where were these
that's
people?
gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. $500.
We're gonna end, huh? No, come here. You don't know the song? Do you know the
it.
song?
I know it.
Okay,
I know it.
Luke knows the song. Sean, you know the song. So the money song is something that we sing mostly in the mornings to get our energy up. We've got all of our Quest 7 people that know it, our specific doctors that know it, and it gets you in the right vibration to attract more money into your world, to be able to receive and bring abundance into your life. So people are posting. You can find it online. Luke and I are gonna sing the song. He's getting the mic ready. All right, you ready?
I gotta have my own mic for this one.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. And every time it ching, money comes to me. From elf goes then so abundantly. From the top left down and under me. Wave, 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 I'm a money wave. Money flow, money grow, money save, money made.
Going in and out plus money saved. Debt,
all debt is paid.
I guess I should have sang it by myself.
Yeah.
I did not know
That was
it.
90% of the words. That's like what people know to most songs.
Luke,
terrible.
messing up the
God
song. Most people know 90%. When it comes to the money song, please learn 100%. Check it out online. We love and appreciate you. Thank you for joining us for Money Mondays, and we will see you next week.